I'm probably going to piss some people off with what I'm about to say, and that's okay because free thinkers and unpopular opinions are 100% allowed and accepted here. I have scrolled into some videos the last few days, and they are specifically regarding Mama Tot, Ophelia. And while everybody is entitled to their opinion, I think that there are a lot of people who hear things and see things, and they hear how one person spins it, and it just kind of blocks into their mindset, and that's what they believe to be the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. But we have to remember that social media is very one-sided in a lot of ways, and that's where we have to be aware, first of all, but we also have to be open-minded. There are three sides to every story: their story, the other person's story, and then the truth. And I've always said that. For example, one thing I came across is the mention that someone had reached out to Mama Tot and they had donated money whenever Mama Tot lost her son, and then this person also lost someone very near to them, and they reached out to Mama Tot to see how things were going, and then Mama Tot made a video talking about people reaching out to her and annoying her. We have to remember that Mama Tot has like 12 or 13 million followers. While it may have been, it may have felt like her video was directed towards this specific person, not only does she have 12 to 13 million followers, but she also has a lot of people who send her a lot of hate all the time, which is a big part of why she now has Alyssa handling a big chunk of her profile, especially when it comes to her DMs. I can only imagine the amount of hateful, rude, disrespectful, disgusting messages and comments that she was getting back then, because she continues to get them today. And I would consider that annoying as well. What may have been an appropriate way to approach that is to reach back out to her and find out if she was referring to you. Communication is critical in our real lives, our social media lives, our work lives, all of the above. That is something I push on my new hire agents consistently, because communication is everything. Instead of taking offense to something and not communicating with said person and just running with that offense of how you initially perceived things, that's not the best way to handle situations. Not always. Now let's talk about Dr. Kitty Smiles. Yes, Mama Tot promoted Dr. Kitty. Yes, Mama Tot helped multiple people get free new smiles with Dr. Kitty. See, you're focusing on the negative of every situation and acting like there are no positives. It is highly possible that Mama Tot had no idea the shady, shiesty shit that Dr. Kitty was doing in his practice. Let's be so for real. Unless somebody had come forward and said something, how was she going to know? Is she in his practice every day? Is she in his mind? Is she in his home? Does she have camera vision into every step that he's taking and everything that he is saying? This woman literally helped people get free smiles. That is what she did. It is not her fault or her responsibility that he turned out to be a shit individual. And when she found out the type of person he was, she stood 10 toes on the fact that she did not know. She does not agree with it. She called it how the fuck it was. But everybody leaves all of these sides to these stories out, because they only want to focus on the negative. Same with Slots. I guess people failed to remember that for the longest time, Slot and Mama Tot did not get along. They were not friends. And even when they did become friends, they didn't even live close to each other like that. They had a couple of trips together, and maybe they talked on the phone, but you call them besties as if they hung out every single fucking day. And it is also not uncommon in today's world for you to think that you know someone, 100% to think that you know someone, and then they turn out to be the exact opposite of who you thought that they were. I believe completely that Mama Tot had no idea the shit that Amy was doing behind the scenes. If the shoe was on the other foot and it was your best friend, and it happened to you, I guarantee you, you would not expect people to come attacking you and accusing you of knowing everything that was happening. People always have this mindset of, it could never be me. It could never be me. Busky, never say never, okay? Never say never, because it is always possible that it could be you. It ain't a single person in this world that can predict the future or your entire life path. I'm just saying. And even if they did live close together, because yeah, they both Alabama, but do you realize how big Alabama is? Even if they did live close together, you could have a best friend that you sit with at the lunch table every damn day. And you could think that you know who they are and they could be living a whole different life. Guess what? Do you know how many women find out that their husbands have a whole second life? They fall asleep to that man every single night, wake up to that man every single morning. They sit down and have dinner with that man, and he turns out to be nothing that they thought he was. He has a whole different life. It fucking happens. Just because Mama Tot has a name on this app doesn't mean that she is expected to implement perfection. And it seems like that's what so many people expect from her is perfection. You expect her to be 100% aware of every single thing that's happening with every single person she associates with. Are you okay? Are you? And then don't get me started on the hippie Harley. People say she bullied and harassed hippie Harley. I cannot. Do you know that Mama Tot tried to help her? In depth, tried to help her. And Tabitha shit all over her and continues to shit on her. Did Mama Tot go up into a box a couple of times and explain why she felt drawn to Hippie Harley? Explain her side of things as to what she did to help her. She did, because Hippie Harley was putting out a crap ton of lies. Think about the amount of people that Hippie Harley has lied on. There are 19 people in 2 years, so you're telling me that Hippie Harley's telling the truth about all that and everybody is a liar? I cannot with you people. Anything for clout and views, right? Anything for clout and views. You say that this woman is a bully, but look at the shit that you're doing to her, and you don't call yourself a bully? I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Screenshots of posts that people have already made publicly, that's not a receipt. That's not proof of anything but someone else's opinion on something. And opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. And one last thing, because in order to pinpoint every single thing that people have thrown out there, it would take me at least a whole day, because it is that ridiculous. People have way too much fucking time on their hands. But one other thing, for you to accuse someone of using the passing of their son as a means of grifting people, anybody who truly watched and saw Mama Tot whenever all that happened could feel, see, and hear the pain that she was going through. It's crazy, because Mama Tot's whole family would talk about how good of a person she is, how loving she is, how kind she is. But it's you people on the internet who met her from the internet that think that you know her better than her own kids, better than her own husband. Make that shit make sense. That's fucking wild. That's fucking wild. Again, you're entitled to your own opinion, but there's a difference in having an opinion and stalking, harassing, and dragging someone. At that point, you just make an ass out of yourself. And I said what the fuck I said. Have the day you deserve.